Welcome to the Polaris Adventures podcast. I'm your host, Jared Christie, and I'm thrilled to be launching this brand new podcast. This is our very first show, and every month we're going to take you on adventures all over the country. Get to know outfitters and great riding locations, learn about super cool experiences, and stay up to date on the latest adventures. Being that this is our very first show, we thought we'd kick off this podcast by inviting one of our very first outfitters. So with that in mind, please welcome to the show, Corinne Rober from Bear Rock Adventures in New Hampshire. Corinne, how are you?
Oh, I'm excellent, Jared. Thank you so much for having me today.
Are you excited as much as I am for the upcoming off-road season?
Oh, I can't wait. Winter was wonderful, but really short this year, so it feels like we're even more excited to get going for the new season.
What season are we coming up on for you guys now?
Right into off-roading. Our off-roading season starts Memorial Day weekend and runs through Columbus Day weekend. So basically end of May to middle of October.
For folks who don't know where Bear Rock is at and you guys are in New Hampshire, where are you guys located?
So we're located in Pittsburg, New Hampshire, which is the most northern part of the state. It borders both Vermont and the Canadian border. So we're the last town in the state of New Hampshire and one of the largest when it comes to land mass. So it's like 287 square miles of rolling hills and rivers and streams. It's a gorgeous area.
You got to look at it on a map where Pittsburg is at, because you guys are almost a stone's throw from the Canadian border right there.
Oh, yeah. Oftentimes people get a bit nervous because when they're riding the trails, their phone will start pinging that they're in Canada, so they get nervous that they might have crossed the border, but you can't do it that easy.
Do you tell them, don't worry, we don't charge any extra if you happen to go into Canada?
Don't worry, they'll find you.
Very funny, very funny. That's got to be one of the most northern parts of the U.S., I would imagine.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, it's a unique area. The Connecticut River starts in Pittsburg at the Fourth Connecticut Lakes, and Pittsburgh's known for the Connecticut region of lakes. So we have 5 lakes in that particular setup. But it's where the Connecticut River starts and then goes all the way down through Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, Massachusetts, and ends in through Connecticut, and then ends in the Sound and goes out into the ocean at that point. So it's like 480 miles, but it starts in Pittsburg.
That's something
which
else.
Is really unique.
Yeah, very unique. Now, you mentioned you guys have a lot of space there. I wonder if that means you also have a lot of trails there.
We do. We have over 1,000 miles of trails that go from one community to a next through towns, over hills, through the woods. So you can go on. Many people come and visit us and will start in Pittsburg and then continue on and spend several nights riding from one area to another. For several days. That is
a unique experience that maybe you can't do in a lot of places, I'd imagine.
No, you can't, because not everybody is as welcoming to that sort of activity in their town, but it really is a wonderful asset to our area.
Now, for people who don't know, Corinne, New Hampshire is really a community and a state that has been focused on ATV and off-road riding for quite a while now.
Yes, that is actually. So we've had trails for probably well over 2 decades for ATV, but it wasn't until the year 2013 that they actually made the connection that allowed all of the trail systems to come together so that you could go from one area to another. And that really is the thing that sets us apart from other areas, because some places may have, 50, 60, 100 miles worth of trails you can go out for a day, but this will allow you to go out, day after day or from one area to another.
Oh my gosh. And so you can launch right from Bear Rock to do that. Now, I imagine people don't do all of that in a day or so, but you can do quite a bit right from Bear Rock. Talk about some of the adventures that you guys offer there.
Sure. So, it really depends upon what you're looking for, but oftentimes people are just interested in riding and looking for the natural beauty. So we'll send them out to Beaver Brook Falls, which is a beautiful waterfall in the area. Takes you through different communities and out into the forest. We'll send them up to the peaks, which is called Diamond Peaks, which overlooks both Vermont and the Canadian border. And it's right near a wind farm that is, kind of otherworldly like because it's so majestic. Then some people just like to go, they'll pack up their ATVs for the day with their fishing rods and go out to some of the hidden ponds in the area, or just head out and go swimming and hiking and, yeah.
That's very cool. That's very cool. Now, obviously, you guys are far enough north that you offer more than just off-roading. You're almost a year-round place at this point.
We're trying, yes. We are trying to accomplish that. So we have the ATVing, which is, again, from Memorial Day to Columbus Day. And then typically our snowmobile trails open December 15th and can stay open as long as up until April 15th, depending upon the snowfall. We also have glamping. We have an outdoor adventure store that supplies you with all the needs of going out and adventuring, whether it be winter or summer, or as well as lifestyle that kind of works with the adventurer that is even going hiking or swimming.
Hold on a second. You're telling me that you can come to your place, you can off-road, you can come to your place and you can snowmobile, but then you can also stay there in a variety of different locations in terms of you guys have cabins and glamping and stuff like this. Doesn't seem like your normal adventures location.
Well, we like to say that we're focused on the premium experience, and we want to make it easy for people to get out and explore. So we kind of take all that guesswork out of it. So you can just show up at our place after making a booking and pick up your vehicle, have everything that you need in regard to gear, and then take off to one of our locations, whether it be a lodge where you have like a 3 or 4 bedroom recently renovated right on the trails right next to a restaurant, or you can go to our campground, which is a glamping ground, which is 16 miles away from our location, but you can load up your car or load up your ATV and bring all your supplies and head out from there. And then also we have a nice cabin that is a little bit more secure than a tent.
Now, one of the benefits for you guys, and you mentioned it just a little bit there, is you started because you were right on the trail system. How much of an advantage did that play into what you guys did?
Oh, it is the thing that sets us apart from many outfitters or in the nation, because you do not have to. You just show up and then you can take off right from there. Is the thing that makes it most enjoyable. You know, you're not trailering. You're not worrying about that whole piece, which is nothing but an added pain in the neck.
100%. Now you started, you joined up with the Adventures program, and you kind of took off from there. Was it slow growth, or did things start really kind of moving quickly for you guys over the years?
So we went from renting a small space to purchasing a large 13,000 square foot building, getting into retail, expanding on our camping ground, bringing in e-commerce, and working towards a year-round business. So, it was amazing what happened after that.
Did you ever foresee yourself in this crazy adventure world?
No. But now I have a generational business too, which has always been a goal of mine. I have my son operating as a general manager. My husband and I work together. We hope to continue to have our family work together, which is really amazing opportunity to do.
Now, just a couple of hours south is Jericho State Park, which I've been to myself at least once or twice for, and in fact, back in the day, Camp Razor was there. That's also a great riding location, just a few hours south of
It really is. And we are literally connected to that. That is one of the destinations. So if people either start at Jericho and come to us on a multi-day trip, or vice versa.
You guys have done so much, Corinne, over the years, from starting just basically in your kitchen and the trail system right there, and then grown over the years, and you've got your family involved. What's next for you guys?
What's next for us is that we're really trying to maintain an elevated experience. So we envision some growth in our glamping experience. Adding on a small convenience store at the campground and expanding through that, as well as currently we're really developing a strong e-com presence for our store. So that's where we're focused.
What makes glamping so much fun? I've never done it personally, but it's kind of...
You haven't?
No, I haven't.
Well, it's much better to sleep on a bed than it is to sleep on the ground. And we have wood stoves in the tents as well. We have grills and fire pits and Adirondack chairs and everything set up. So though people still show up with a lot of gear, you can really minimize what you need to bring. So it's more of like you can show up and have the experience.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Do people typically say when they visit you guys, is it a day trip? Is it a multi-day trip? What people do? Typically
it's a 2 to 3 day trip.
I was going to ask you, what is the best time of year to come ride and visit you guys?
I guess my favorite time is fall. Foliage in New Hampshire is something that people come from all over the world for. And what a unique way to see foliage, but to go in an ATV and go out into the woods, right? I love that experience. And you're getting cozy at night, so you're sitting around the fire, and I think that's probably some of the best times to ride.
Corinne, if people are interested in just seeing what you have to offer, or maybe even booking something, where do they go?
BayRockAdventures.com. All the information they need.
Corinne, how does it feel to be the very first guest on the new show?
I'm thrilled for the opportunity, Jared. Thank you so much for choosing me.
Well, that does it for our very first Polaris Adventures podcast. Join us next week as we visit one of our newest outfitters. Well, Corinne, thank you for being our first guest, and have a wonderful summer season. Be sure to like and subscribe the Polaris Adventures podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts, and we will talk to you again soon. Remember, every adventure counts.